Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Karen, Lavenderclothesline, and I am actually sitting in the parking lot of a small thrift store that I haven't been to in a while. This is called Mount Joy Thrift and Gift, or Gift and Thrift, one of those. And although I don't stop here frequently, a lot of times I have done quite well. Now they do have a tendency here to price a little bit higher, and you know me, I'm all about a low buy-in price, but we're gonna go in today and see what we can find. So hit that like and subscribe button and let's go shopping. So I'm just going to do a voiceover because there were so many people in the store and I was on my own. It would look very strange if I talked to myself this much. First, I'm finding a Fisher-Price, the family schoolhouse, and I started to think about trying to open it. I missed the opening altogether. But then I thought to myself, I really didn't want to have to ship this, and I thought the buy-in price was too high. Now, this store doesn't really have, in my opinion, a lot of high-end things, but you can find some good bread and butter hard goods. I do pick up tins from time to time. Usually I look for Art Nouveau, things like that. Here I'm looking at a little wicker basket. This diamond pattern is called the Eye of God, and a lot of times you find it on kidney-shaped baskets. I felt that one was too cheaply made. A little wood jar, $2.50 was too high, and I think that might have been too rudely carved, I'm going to say. I thought this crock was interesting, AT&T, and a lot of times if these crocks or coffee mugs or anything like that have advertising, I will look them up. But this was very specific to Pennsylvania, so I skipped it. Here I'm looking at a vintage or an antique hair receiver. This is a little type dish that a woman would keep on her vanity and save the hair from her hairbrush for different arts and crafts. Okay, I really, triple really liked these cups. I did look for a marking. There were two of them. And I'm kind of sorry I didn't pick those up. Now, this might have been from a set that like Target sold or, another big box store. But I thought they were really well done. So if you know where those cups are from, leave a comment down below. Again, local made pottery. And you'd really have to have, an affinity for Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. Lately, I've been way more picky about the figurines I'm picking up. Now, while they do sell a lot of them that are just small and kind of non-special, will sit for a long time. That was a hand-painted cardboard box. If that would have been wood, I would have taken that. Two more tins. Now, I have sold quite a few tins. I'm going to say generally they bring between $10 and $15. So not a really high profit, and I will pick them up from time to time. I just wasn't feeling it this day. One thing I did miss was that little wood, I don't know if that's a step stool, I'm thinking. Maybe I should have looked at that closer, but I think the size is really throwing me off lately. Okay, little hand-carved bird. I think this was either soapstone or something similar. You can usually tell stone that it feels cold in your hand and it's pretty weighty for the size that it is. I see a lot of this type of made in Japan dishes. Sometimes it's Noritake, different companies. Sometimes there's no branding at all, which is probably more so than being branded. But I haven't found that to be a high profit item. I could be wrong about that. I have a tendency not to pick up decorative plates that somebody would display or hang on the wall. A lot of times they are not food safe, and it's kind of out of vogue. It's out of style to hang plates on your wall, so I don't pick those up. I think the employees do a very good job of cleaning and displaying the goods, but I think they're also high priced. Things are a little too overvalued in this store. Not to say you can't find things, and this day I do find things, so that was good. A teapot and 2 cups. This is California Pantry. I'm not sure who sells California Pantry. I think it is a little bit older. And there is chipping on the edge. Here I'm spotting flatware in a chest. Now what I look for is either a complete set at a very good buy-in price or flatware without the chest. In my opinion, that chest adds so much weight that it really makes it cost prohibitive for the buyer. Here's just a few plates, Norcor. Now I do pick up plates from different brands, or I should say dishes, that have a farmhouse or an Amish pattern. But if they are very heavy, like stoneware, I do not pick them up. Okay, this bottle is beautiful in real life. It does have some residue, but I'm noticing that it is made in Italy. And it has a cat on the front with hearts. And it says pure milk on it. I think all the things were right about this bottle. So that is my first item that I'm taking. These dishes, these little crocks and serving plates, had a very mid-century vibe to me. But when I turned it over, see how white the bottom is? That looks like a reproduction. Unless somebody really kept it new in a box, like old stock new, and that very well could be. And I'm always surprised when they're not branded to put that much work into different dishes. Recently I picked up some colored Tupperware, and I did pad them a little bit, but I put them in a poly mailer. Mistake, I had one break. So I did refund the buyer a little bit for the breakage, but lesson learned, I will now box any Tupperware I pick up. Okay, this is Mickey. I believe this is the anniversary cup. 90 years maybe, could that be? Somehow I doubled back because this shelf, there's the tap test, was in the beginning of the store. And I think to come into a store when the register is right there and just whip out my camera, I'm kind of cautious about that. Okay, this was a limited final edition, which doesn't mean anything, but it is signed. I don't know the signature, and I really wasn't feeling that piece. So if I missed something that was worth millions of dollars, don't leave a comment below. And of course, I had to look at the little clay pot marked lavender. I do not collect anything that says lavender on it. I think the only thing I have is a bunch of faux flowers, fake flowers in the house that are lavender. Now we're coming into a little section that has a lot of linens. These people always know what they have, so I don't often pick up any kind of afghans or quilts or rugs in this store. I did look at the rugs on the floor, and they were just maybe from a big box store and had quite a bit of wear. I don't pick up a lot of carpets. Carpets need a lot of special care if they have been used, and I'm very cautious about picking up any kind of carpeting. $9.99, I think that price tag said, so I didn't even look at it. As you can see, this is a real country thrift store. It's in a community with a great population of retired people. So a lot of the items that come into the store are vintage, which is great. But a lot of the items that come into the store are well worn, not so great. Okay, an unmarked teapot, sugar, and creamer. I wish I knew all of the patterns and all of the, different names of this type of stoneware. But as you can see, the 5 pieces were $4.50. I didn't feel that was horrible, but I don't think I would get more than maybe $25 out of this set. Here I'm just looking at some wallets. I have found very good leather wallets in this basket, in this area, in the past. So I always make sure to leave time to take a look. Here I think I was trying to make out what that said because I did not have my readers on. Now I know many of you would say, hey Karen, put on your readers so you can read the brand. But with holding the GoPro, pulling a basket, my handbag, which I need too many things not to carry a handbag. I know a lot of resellers just strap on like a fanny pack or something like that, or they just put their credit card in their back pocket. Yeah, that would never work for me. I have too many things in my handbag to leave it in the car. And coming over to the women's shoe section, these sandals caught my eye. I think these might have sold, but at a $6 buy-in price, I felt very unsure about this. Now, could I have run a comp in the store? Absolutely. But because I look at so many items, and the majority of it I might need help with, in other words, running a comp, I don't often do that unless it really appears to me that I might have something. Okay, here I'm finding a pair of clogs. I think these are called Earth Origins. I missed the name. And these are like a felted, I'm hoping, wool. Very cozy and comfy. So I decided to pick these up without running a comp. I'm sure I have sold that brand before, but I felt like the felted material would carry those and I would be able to make profit on that. Now with this store, I don't make high profit on the items I pick up as a general rule. Most times I'm probably profiting $10 to $15. Most times. Sometimes it's not even that high. But we all know with eBay, you have to feed that beast. So while I don't make a habit of just picking up anything to be able to list, I will resort to picking up, I'm going to say, lower dollar profit items to pad my store. And I do fine with those. I see a lot of those type of booties. I have seen these shoes in 3 stores now. I think they're just like made in China. I never see branding on them. They're a very odd shoe. And yep, I gotta look at them every time. Now in this store, they do put hard goods on top of the circular racks. You can see somebody felted with little pieces of felt the bottom of this dish. It was a $3 buy-in price. This is probably a mistake on my part. I never pick up ceramic or porcelain fans. I don't know what that was about. Here I'm noticing this is Noritake. I recognized this. I don't know what the pattern is called. Six little dishes. Leave a comment down below if you guys have seen this before. And as you can see, I put it in my basket. Again, I realized not a high profit, but I thought this was too good just to leave it there. And do I want to ship it? No. Okay, now I'm just getting crazy. I just wanted to see the pattern on this. So this store runs sales. They'll put a 50% off on 3 different types of items. So this day, I believe it was knitting needles, sweaters, and formal dresses. I did look through the formal dresses. I don't know if I caught that on film because it's my feeling that either this year or next year we're going to see a bigger influx of fancy parties once COVID is completely eradicated and finished. I could be wrong about that. But I am planning on picking up, I always pick up beautiful gowns. And I have sold quite a few of them, so I have made really good profit with formal gowns. So I am standing outside the thrift store. I just came out and I figured I would give this a try. How about a back of the car haul, a trunk haul? That's what we'll call it, a trunk haul. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you the few things that I bought in the thrift store. Now I did get a few pieces of clothing, but we're going to take a look at basically the hard goods and a pair or 2 of shoes. All right, going to turn the camera around. Let's see what I got. So the first item that I picked up was this blue glass milk bottle. Right away it caught my attention because there is a cat on it and it says milk. Seems to be in good shape, and when you turn it over, it says it's made in Italy, 19 something. Let me see if I can get a better view of this. 1984. Giftware. Looks like Crownford giftware, made in Italy. So I thought this was great, and I paid $3.99 for it. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see with the sunshine, but hopefully this will come through. The next thing that I found, I think, was this Mickey drink cup. How good is this? His hat right now is swaying because I just checked that it was all here, and it is. This is a Disney Parks cup, and I thought this was really great, in very good condition, and I paid $2 for it. I did pick up this fan dish, kind of against my better judgment. I normally don't pick up things like this, but I thought this had a lot going for it. It has peacocks on it, it's in great condition, and they wanted $3 for it. And you turn it over and it says Midori Peacock. Now I don't know that Midori brings much money, but I figured for the $3 it was worth a chance and somebody might want it. This will probably be a low dollar flip, but I didn't want to leave it behind. Okay, next up is this dish, which I have no idea what this is for. It does look like it has like maybe an Asian design with flowers, and on the back it is older Noritake, made in Japan. Now I did pay $6.50 for this, but it did come with, I think, 5 or 6, looks like 6 little dishes. And I'm not entirely sure what the dishes are for. My guess would be salt cellars. Here's the Noritake mark. And yeah, not exactly sure. Maybe this is like a soy sauce or a dipping sauce. So leave a comment down below if you know what these little oval dishes are for. Okay, I also picked up this teapot sugar and creamer, and after I paid for it, I noticed that it did have a little chip. So I don't know that this is a high dollar item, and there's no marking on it. So $4.50 for the set, teapot, sugar and creamer, and again, no marking. Okay, so I just packed up these hard goods because the person that's parked in back of me was pulling out, and they were kind of looking at me funny, thinking I was just talking to myself, which is nothing new. I do talk to myself. Next up, I found this Bighorn Outfitters hat, and it was in good condition, Cap America. I paid $1.25. These might be plentiful, but it was kind of like one of those impulse things that I just grabbed. I figured, you know, fishing season is coming and somebody might want this, so for $1.25 I said yes. Next up, a pair of Earth Originals. There is the tag. Woolen clogs. Now I was kind of hoping that the tag would say 100% wool, because anytime you find shoes like this and they're 100% wool, I do really well with those. But at this point it just says fabric upper, and I'm not seeing that they are made out of wool. They do feel like wool, so in my listing I will probably put wool with a question mark. I'm going to also do research on Earth Originals and take it from there, and I paid $6.50 for these, which is a fair price, and they are in very good condition. They really look cozy and comfy. But I think, I'm not sure, I think this was the find of the day. So this is a sneaker. This is Converse Chuck Taylor, and these are the USA flag sneakers. I believe these are vintage. I'm gonna have to do research on these, but I have seen these in the past, not my own listing, and they bring hundreds of dollars. So I have fingers crossed that these are gonna be the find of the day. Converse vintage Chuck Taylor flag sneakers. So fingers crossed. Thanks so much for watching. Go out and get what's yours.